So they show up to the studio. They pimp slap one of my producers, which is Andre.
They bitch slap him.
They bitch slapped him.
They bitch slap one of your producers.
To bitch slap refers to slapping someone across the face. And the idea is that when women get into fights, typically they won't punch each other, but they will slap each other instead. So this is taken to be a function of women's fighting techniques. Men are presumed to punch rather than to slap. So if one man slaps another man, oftentimes where the man who gets slapped doesn't even defend himself and just starts to whine and cry and say, "Why did you slap me?" then that's called a bitch slap. And the idea is that the man who is getting slapped isn't even deserving of getting punched. That the only punch that he deserves is a slap that would be more appropriate towards a woman. So bitch slap is a form of insult. In addition, it's used in a more of a metaphorical sense or a metaphysical sense where somebody will insult someone with the expectation that the other person will not insult them back. And the idea is that they just don't fight back. So that's a bitch slap. A lot of people think they can just go bitch slap the president, Barack Obama, without any repercussions. What they forget about, though, is that Barack Obama, he has a lot of power that these people don't really know about. So what's happened is a lot of people that have tried to bitch slap him, they end up getting into trouble themselves, one way or another. I was in this bar the other day, and these two women, they got into an argument, and next thing you know, both women pulled off their earrings, kicked off their shoes, and started bitch slapping each other. I told my friend John I'm going to bitch slap him if he ever calls me a shithead again.
Well, he was talking about a strip club. So I'm sort of graduated from that point where I got to go to strip club and get my rocks off.
To get your rocks off refers to someone having a good time, but also at the same time, possibly in some sort of illicit or devious or even sick manner of some type. For example, watching violent films or seeing someone else get hurt or something where it doesn't quite seem right that the person should be enjoying themselves watching someone else in distress. But fact of the matter is that that's what people do. People do go to violent films, and one of the things that they like is they like to see people get hurt. And similarly, when you watch crime dramas, you like to see the criminal get arrested and get hurt in some fashion. There's some sort of satisfaction that comes from that. So the idea behind getting your rocks off is the idea of a male ejaculating, the rocks being their balls. Okay? So, but, that doesn't happen in real life. In this situation, it's more just metaphorical. And it's also used as what's called a pejorative or as an insult against someone for taking enjoyment in things that you don't think that they really should be taking enjoyment in. So, for example, if someone talks about some violent film and how great it was and how they like this and they like that, and you don't particularly like violent films, then you might say, okay, whatever gets your rocks off. You like violent films, but I don't. Or if someone starts to get all excited over some person that they don't like, that got hurt for some reason, and now they're happy about the bad things that happened to this person, again, you might say, okay, I don't want to hear about it. Whatever gets your rocks off. It's also similar to the idea of whatever rocks your boat, but the expression whatever rocks your boat doesn't really have the sexual connotations that gets your rocks off does. So that would be more of a neutral expression, but still slightly negative towards the person who it's being expressed towards. But people like to get their rocks off in so many different ways. Drinking, smoking marijuana, sexual escapades, and most of these things end up turning out to be destructive in the end. So it's unfortunate that people can't get their rocks off in more positive ways, like exercising or intellectual stimulation and so forth. I've always been against capital punishment. I can understand how people do really horrible things, and maybe they actually do deserve to die because of what they do. But at the same time, I just think it's disgusting how people get their rocks off on other people dying, even if the people did deserve it. I think it's sick. Young people like to get their rocks off on weekends by going out to bars and staying out till all hours of the night. But then typically when they get older, especially after they get married, they tend to calm down, and they still do get their rocks off, but not quite in such a severe manner.
That's all for today. Tom Taylor is an ESL tutor. He teaches English in the United States and outside, all over the world, using Skype. He can be reached at his website, which is
ESL-fullsteamahead.com.
Click on this link and check out his website and email with questions. Thank you, Tom, and I'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.